Once upon a time, in the days when the earth was young, men and women walked as equals in physical strength. Women climbed palm trees as effortlessly as men, fought in wars with unmatched bravery, and even urinated standing, just like the menfolk. Among them, none was as feared or revered as Eringa, the only daughter of Omalinze, the great warrior of Ogudu kingdom. Eringa's strength surpassed that of her father. She wrestled warriors from neighboring lands and emerged undefeated. She crushed wild beasts with her bare hands and had them for supper. But her heart was as cold and merciless as the dark waters of a forbidden swamp. She was cruel, delighting in the suffering of others. She caused mayhem wherever she went. Her fame spread across the land, but with it came tales of her callousness. When the people of Ogudu could no longer bear her wickedness, King Enchanted sent some guards to summon her to the palace to account for all the atrocities she had been committing in the land. She arrived at the palace unperturbed, her shadow stretching long across the courtyard. "You dare summon me?" she spat. And before the king could reply, she struck him down with a poisoned spear. The rest of the royal family received the same fate. Eringa seized the throne and declared herself king. She imposed harsh laws on the people, forcefully took their lands, and made them pay heavy taxes to the palace. Hardship swept through the kingdom, and the villagers whispered prayers for deliverance. Yet none dared to rise against her, for Eringa seemed invincible. No weapon could pierce her, and even poison could not claim her life. But despite her power, Eringa was restless. One night, as she paced her bed chamber, a gnawing thought took hold of her. What if my strength fades? She worried. What if I grow old and die? She clenched her fists. I must become immortal, she declared. At dawn, she summoned the kingdom's sages, their wisdom as ancient as the hills. When they assembled, she demanded, "What must I do to become immortal?" Silence greeted her question. The sages exchanged nervous glances, none daring to speak. Finally, Ogudu, the eldest among them, stepped forward. His silver hair shimmered like moonlight.
"Live long, Your Majesty,"
he greeted with a bow. "Speak," Eringa commanded.
There is but one way.
Ozuru said.
You must climb the ancient Isuzu Hill and challenge Omubuki, the spirit of that, to a wrestling match. Defeating an immortality will be yours.
Eringa laughed, her voice cold and sharp. You expect me to wrestle a spirit? How absurd.
Didn't the great Ojadili do it in his time?
Ozuru replied. Her laughter stopped. Her eyes burned with fury. How dare you call another great in my presence? I am the greatest, greater even than my father. The other sages gasped, silently urging Ozuru to apologize. But the old man stood tall, his gaze steady, daring Eringa to do her worst. He would rather die than kneel before the villain in apology. Enough was enough. Guards! Eringa roared. Take this insolent man away and cut off his head. Ozuru did not resist as he was dragged away by two fierce-looking guards. His expression was calm, almost serene. One of the sages exclaimed angrily,
Queen Eringa, this is totally uncalled for.
Aziza, why have you chosen to anger me even more? I am King Eringa. Why won't you address me properly? Aziza stammered. Guards, take this foolish man to the dungeon and lock him up. The guards took Aziza away too. Does anyone else have something to say? Eringa asked the rest of the sages. None uttered a word. They were scared to their old bones. That night, Eringa slept fitfully. She dreamt that she wrestled Omubuki atop Isuzu Hill. She was losing the battle until Olisabinenu, the god of the skies, descended from his abode and helped her throw the spirit of death off the hill. She woke with a start, a triumphant smile on her lips. Her smile soon turned to full-blown laughter, one that pierced the still night and caused her maidservants to run into her bed chamber to find out if all was well with her. She assured them that nothing was wrong with her and ordered them back to their quarters. Eringa continued to laugh heartily, and the maidservants began to whisper among themselves. One said she was going mad. Another suggested she was drunk. And yet another claimed she was laughing with the spirit of her dead father. Little did they know that Eringa laughed because she was happy. She was happy because finally she knew what she had to do to defeat the dreaded spirit of death.